put on a truck and brought to the farmer's market. And that's what we call whole foods. They have not been processed. But when you start processing the food, it processes your health. What I mean by that is processing duplicates your internal organs. One acts like the liver, one acts like the pancreas and spleen, small intestines. And it takes out all the nutrients, and usually they just trash them. The fiber is taken out, bran, you have corn fiber, wheat fiber, rice fiber, all the fiber is taken out in the processing of white sugar, white flour, white rice. So you don't have anything to help you make what we call acidophilus, the natural bacteria. The seeds are taken out, the peel is taken out, and most of the nutrients in the apple is under the skin. And all that's taken out in the processing of the rice, and the most of the nutrients in the rice are under the skin. When you take away the skin, you're taking away all these vital nutrients that are needed. And that's when they start putting the sugar in these products that help it to be more addicting, to help you want it more. They put the sugar in the potato chips, the sugar in the salt, they put the sugar in the drugs that you take, the Tylenol, the aspirin. They put sugar in tobacco. They do all this to help the food be addicting so you can keep buying the food so they can keep making money. But the sugar itself causes a pancreas disease known as diabetes mellitus. Now let me show you some more symptoms of this diabetes. Diabetes, or sugar addiction, causes the same kind of things that we call hyperactivity in children. Sugar causes sneezing, year-round stuffiness, watery nose, nose rubbing. That's like a nose salute, as we call it. Causes the muscles to ache because it's draining the vitamins and minerals out of the muscles that are needed to stabilize it. Then it causes aches in the head. That's the flat muscles of the skull don't have enough vitamins and minerals in it, so they ache. The back aches, the neck aches. You have growing pains, as you call it, or aches unrelated to exercise. That's what we call growing pains. This is caused by sugar. Then because it's a drug, and it taxes the liver and the pancreas and causes the lining of the stomach to get thicker, causes a high acid level in the digestive tract, it causes nausea, upset stomach, bloating. That's when you have gas fermenting in your stomach, which causes belly aches. It causes bad breath because it keeps the food inside the body too long. It slows down the digestive process. And you get all this gas because people combining sugar with things that it does not belong with. We start putting sugar with wheat, sugar with foods that do not need sugar at all. So it causes a crossing of the acid and alkaline balance, which results in a confusion in the digestive tract, which we call gastric stomach. And you get belching, which is regurgitation of the food because it's not being processed properly, and you get diarrhea and constipation. And there's a lot of diarrhea medicine sold in this country, and that's primarily due to the sugar. And the sugar constipates the system, and we have a lot of laxatives sold in America. Laxatives and diarrhea medicine are the largest selling of the over-counter drugs that they sell in drugstores. It also causes the taxing of the kidney. And because it causes adrenaline response or sympathetic nervous system response, we get the bedwetting. You get bedwetting, you get daytime wetting. You have a need to rush to the toilet to urinate. You see children just can't wait, and they're running. You have a burning or pain in your urination. All this is caused by the sugar. A person addicted to sugar who has pre-diabetic condition, over 80% of the people in this country are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. They're either going through withdrawal from sugar or trying to get to a sugar, be it chewing gum or soda or the breath mint, or sugar in some form. Because of the addiction, they want to keep sugar close to you. They have sugar all over the place, in train stations and gas stations, so people can constantly feed this sugar addiction, and they don't realize they are addicted to the sugar, because it is a drug, and all drugs are addicting, and all drugs work by destroying melanin. Now, the sugar causes puffiness below the eyes. It causes pale. You see people with darkness below the eyes because the sugar slows down the circulation, and you see this darkness, which is blood stagnation. It causes swelling of the lymph nodes of the neck, which sometimes causes the swelling of the lymph nodes of the mouth, which you call tonsillitis and mumps. Then you have eye problems, ear problems, repeated formation of fluid behind the eardrums, which we call frequent ear infections, ringing of the ears, dizziness, excessive perspiration, and low-grade fevers. All of this is caused by a diabetic condition or pre-diabetic condition, which is basically addiction to sugar. Either you're aggressive because you just had the sugar, or you're going through sugar withdrawal, which we call hypoglycemia. Now, because the sugar is stripping away, remember, it's pulling out the nutrients out of the small veins and arteries, these small ones, and this is the heart, and it's pulling out the nutrients in these small vessels here, which means that they lose their flexibility. They lose their ability to maintain vitamins and minerals. The sugar needs that water. Like I told you before, when you take the sugar out of the sugar beet or the sugar cane, the body says, where's all the water that goes with the sugar? Where's all the vitamins that go with the sugar? So it starts pulling the vitamins and minerals and water out of these small veins, and they get stiff, and then they stop functioning. When they stop functioning, they say you have heart problems, or you're having coronary artery disease, because these small veins and vessels stop functioning properly, and then they start loading up with waste because they're no longer able to get rid of the waste because they've lost their flexibility, and they load up with waste, and then they get occluded or get clogged up, and that stops sections of the heart from getting fed vitamins and nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and so the sections of the heart start dying. Because the sugar's in the blood is not moving fast enough. Then you get blood stagnation. Blood stagnation means that the blood is just moving so slow that it clots. And then this clot blocks the heart's arteries. And people think that they had a blood clot that caused a heart attack. No, they had constipation from eating the sugar, which is usually combined with oils. It makes the blood very heavy, and the blood can't carry enough oxygen and vitamins and minerals. So it's moving very slow, and then it gets slow, and it gets thick, and then it forms a clot, and then it just shuts down the arteries and veins. Let me show you some of the sugars that cause a lot of problems. We have a sugar here that you call sweet and low. Sweet and low has ingredients of dextrose. Dextrose is better known as corn syrup or glucose. Dextrose causes diabetes, it causes cancer, it causes reproductive problems because it's shutting down those small veins and arteries, shutting down the small veins and arteries, causing a lot of waste to accumulate in the system, so it's causing digestive problems, it's causing genetic alterations. Your body isn't able to carry the proper messages to the egg or to the sperm, and then it gets all mixed up, and it causes genetic alterations, which causes mutations. And because the arteries are not able to maintain the proper amount of water and vitamins and minerals, because that's being drawn out by the sugar, they begin to get hard. This decreases the oxygen to the brain and circulation. Now, you have to note this, that the dextrose or glucose or corn syrup, which is all white sugar, contains traces of hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, arsenic, pig and cattle blood, which is used in the processing of white sugar, and aspartame. It is 30 times sweeter than white sugar. It increases the weight of food. The sugar pulls water, so they spray sugar on tobacco and other foods so it can hold more water. Because there is sugar that doesn't have that kind of very sweet taste. Then you have, it does not put a label on they don't have to put a label on the product to say it's sugar. Because the Food and Drug Administration says the only official sugar is sucrose. So if you're using dextrose or glucose or corn syrup in your product, you can say that it's sugarless. And let's go to the other ingredients in sweet and low. Sweet and low also contains calcium saccharine, which is made from coal tar, which causes cancer. Coal tar causes digestive disorders, skin problems, blood clotting, and collagen formation problems. Collagen is what we call cellular glue. It helps glue your cells together so you don't get wrinkles in your skin, so you don't look old before your time. Also in sweet and low is calcium silicate. This causes respiratory problems, headaches, diarrhea, hives, shock, and eye problems. Calcium silicate is used to make cement and glass. Aspirin is used to make food dye, cosmetics, and it's usually used as an anti-caking agent so that the sweet and low won't clump together. Then we have cream of tartar, which causes skin problems, edema, which is holding a lot of excess fluid in your body, in your lungs, in your kidney, which means you're holding more waste, which results in mineral imbalance, which causes your bones to deteriorate. Now, all of this is combined together and called sweet and low. It can also contain salt and dyes and emulsifiers and water and other agents as well, but these are the primary agents in, let's see, I want you to see that the skin, the cream of tartar. These are the primary agents in sweet and low. It's a very dangerous sugar, causes the same problems as white sugar. Sweet and low is very dangerous. Then we get people to trying to find a safe